An anonymous woman is suing musician Chris Brown for allegedly drugging and raping her on a Florida yacht last year. She's seeking $20 million in damages from the Grammy-winning singer. The civil lawsuit was filed by a musician and choreographer identified as Jane Doe. She said she was invited to a yacht off of Star Island, Florida, home of Brown's friend and rapper Sean Combs. According to the filing, she accepted a drink from Brown as they started chatting. After a second one, she felt disoriented. She says Brown dragged her to a bedroom, removed her bikini bottoms, and had sex with her without consent. Brown seemed to deny those accusations in a statement he later posted on Instagram. Brown pleaded guilty to assaulting singer Rihanna when they dated in 2009. The abuse made global headlines after a photo of her face was released. He also faced rape accusations in 2019. Brown denied it, and eventually no charges were filed.
A fierce winter storm blanketed much of the northeastern United States with snow on Saturday.
High winds, heavy snow, blizzard conditions, all the elements of a classic nor'easter.
New York Governor Kathy Hochul was among other states like New Jersey and Massachusetts to declare states of emergency due to the nor'easter.
This could be life-threatening.
Hochul urged residents to watch out for hypothermia, as many brave the elements to shovel driveways and sidewalks. Forecasters said more than 2 feet of snow could fall in some areas, with wind gusts of 70 miles per hour. Southeastern Massachusetts was expected to get the highest snow totals, while the National Weather Service issued a blizzard warning for the Boston metropolitan area, forecasting whiteout conditions and damaging winds. Predicting up to 2 feet of snow in Rhode Island, the governor issued a statewide travel ban for all passenger cars and joined surrounding states in banning tractor-trailers from the roads. Flights were affected too, with nearly 6,000 canceled this weekend. The nor'easter was forecast to continue dumping snow through Saturday evening as it moved north. Trucks lined roadways leading into Canada's capital, Ottawa, on Saturday as drivers staged a massive protest against Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's COVID-19 vaccine mandates. The so-called Freedom Convoy started out days ago as a rally against a vaccine requirements for cross-border truckers.
I'm not vaccinated, so I left before the 15th of January. The rule in the States wasn't in place yet, but I have other friends that say even though vaccinated now, right now, the U.S. Customs, they're not enforcing that. So they're still going there. The problem is when we come back.
But the protest evolved to a demonstration against government overreach during the pandemic. Scores of trucks from across the country, some of which made it to the city on Friday, lined up in front of Parliament, blowing their horns as thousands of people gathered peacefully on the snow-covered lawn of Parliament. The violent rhetoric used by some of the promoters on social media in the run-up to the protest has worried police who were out in force on Saturday. The CBC reported Trudeau and his family left their downtown home due to security concerns. On Friday, Trudeau told the Canadian press he was worried about possible violence connected with the demonstrations. Earlier this week, he said the convoy represented a small fringe minority who do not represent the views of Canadians. About 90% of Canada's cross-border truckers and 77% of the population have had 2 COVID vaccination shots.
In the week, Alexander is an IT programmer and Konstantin freelances in online advertising. But on Saturday, the two met others in an abandoned construction site on the outskirts of Kiev to train as Ukrainian army reservists, ready to be called up in the event of war breaking out with neighbouring Russia. Nervous over the threat of some 120,000 Russian troops massed near the border with Ukraine, Kiev has launched a new territorial defence force this year. It wants to build this up into a core of some 130,000 people. They may stand little chance against the much bigger and better equipped professional Russian army, but the group could be tasked with protecting civilian sites in Kiev amid any conflict. Konstantin has avoided any contact with the military after serving a year in the eastern Donbass region in 2014 during Ukraine's general mobilization. Now, though, he wants to be prepared.
It doesn't really fit to my life. I don't really want this. After the demobilization, I avoided everything related to war. I guess I've had a big enough break from it, but now the situation is such that it's needed.
Around 70 locals came to train on Saturday, some in full infantry gear with hunting rifles and combat experience from when Russia annexed Crimea in 2014. Others in sneakers and casual sportswear were handed mock wooden rifles. Alexander said he wants to join up before it's too late.
I'm mid-30s, so I think this is the time for me to join. And then I understand that a lot of people, they grown up faster, like they 18, they can participate and defend our country, but for me this is the time.
The United States has warned that a military intervention is likely and imminent. And the West has threatened Russia with heavy economic sanctions should it invade Ukraine again. Moscow insists it does not want a war, but it has also dismissed calls to withdraw its troops, saying it can deploy them as it sees fit on its own territory. It has cited the Western response as evidence that it is the target, not the instigator of aggression.